Last night in the Detroit Red Wings game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, to me, one of the most impressive players and one of the most noticeable players in the game was Columbus Blue Jackets rookie Yegor Chinakhov. And it's not just because he scored his first career NHL goal in beautiful fashion at a pretty big moment in the game. Overall, I thought he played really well, and to me, Chinakhov is a player who has all the tools to become a very good top-line winger. He's only 20 years old, and he was actually only just drafted in 2020, so it's a really good sign for the Blue Jackets that he's already an impactful player at the NHL level. Chinakhov has got a very bright future. He's already showing everybody that, and in this video I kind of want to talk about how literally almost every single person on the planet was wrong about Yegor Chinakhov heading into the 2020 NHL draft. When the Columbus Blue Jackets selected Chinakhov with the 21st overall pick in the 2020 draft, it was the biggest surprise of the draft up until that point. You know, everybody likes to reference how Steve Yzerman really went off the board when drafting Moritz Seider 6th overall in 2019, but at least a lot of people still had Moritz Seider projected to go in the first round. Some scouts didn't even know who Yegor Chinakhov was. And I'll be honest with you, I usually have a pretty good understanding of the prospects that are projected to go in the first round of a draft that year, but when Columbus called Chinakhov's name, I had no idea who he was. For the sake of this video, just to give you guys a really good understanding of how unscouted Chinakhov was heading into the 2020 draft, I went around and I gathered some things from different articles around the internet to include in this video. First, I will just show Bleacher Report's grade for the Columbus Blue Jackets drafting Yegor Chinakhov. They gave the Blue Jackets a D+ for that draft pick. This next thing I'm going to read is actually from the hockey writers, the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's a pretty good chance you hadn't heard of Yegor Chinakhov before Tuesday when the Blue Jackets drafted the double overager 21st overall. A reach in a big way, but Jarmo Kekalainen has made everyone look silly before, maybe he'll do it again. And the final thing I'll read to you guys here came from Sports Illustrated. When the Columbus Blue Jackets took Yegor Chinakhov with the 21st overall pick, it had more than a few observers scrambling for their notes. He didn't appear on any of the credible pre-draft lists as a first or even second rounder. That included the Hockey News, which did not have him among its top 100 prospects. Might have something to do with our prospect/draft guru Ryan Kennedy tweeting after the pick, "I do not know who Yegor Chinakhov is. When Ryan Kennedy and Stephen Ellis of THN don't know who you are, do you even exist?" So that should give everyone a pretty good understanding of just how big a surprise it was when Columbus drafted Yegor Chinakhov. Now I want to talk a little bit about why he was so underscouted and why a lot of the big scouts and top draft boards and stuff like that didn't even have him going in the first or second round or part of the top 100 prospects. Well, the first thing is, it was actually mentioned in one of the things that I just read, he was a double overager. Chinakhov was actually eligible to be selected in the 2019 NHL draft, but he was passed over by every single team, every pick of that draft. And also, not only was he just a double overager, he was a double overager that was playing in the Russian junior leagues in the 2019-20 season. He wasn't even playing in the KHL, and while he was still putting up good numbers, you expect an overager to in a Russian junior league, so there just wasn't a lot of teams scouting this player. But obviously one team that did, and one team that scouted him pretty heavily, were the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jarmo Kekalainen actually ended up saying after drafting Chinakhov that the Columbus Blue Jackets had him ranked in their top 10 prospects. And so far, Yegor Chinakhov is making Jarmo Kekalainen and the Columbus Blue Jackets scouting staff look like geniuses. Ever since being drafted, he has been extremely impressive everywhere he's played. Last year was a pretty big contributor for Avangard of the KHL, had 10 goals, 17 points in the regular season, and also had 5 goals in 21 playoff games for them. He was also a monster for Columbus in the Traverse City Prospects tournament that took place right before training camp started this season. He also looked incredibly good in the preseason. He scored 1 goal in the only AHL game he has played this season, and in his 9 NHL games, while his numbers may not blow you away with just 4 points in 9 games and just 1 goal, overall he has looked pretty solid. I absolutely love when stuff like this happens. I'm a big underdog guy. I like to follow underdogs and root for them, and I think Chinakhov definitely qualifies as an underdog. I thought this story was really fun, so I thought it would make a cool quick little video for you guys, especially after watching him score such a nice goal last night against my Red Wings and overall just have a really good game. As always, I do want to hear your guys' thoughts, so if you're a fan of the Columbus Blue Jackets or if you're somebody who's watched a good bit of Chinakhov throughout the season so far, what are your thoughts on him? What do you think his ceiling is? And also, one thing I should mention, last night was his 9th game of the season, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Columbus Blue Jackets decide to do, if they send him down to the AHL or if they keep him up and burn the first year of his ELC. If you guys enjoyed today's video and you want to see more stuff like this on the channel throughout the season, then be sure to drop the video a like. That is the best way to show your support. And if this was your first time checking out the channel and you are not subscribed already and you want more NHL content just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you all soon.